This is not your typical Nigerian club. Here, Afrobeats is swapped for the soulful depths of house music. It's one of a few high-energy, all-night dance parties that have sprung up in the capital in recent years. Aldine is a renowned figure in Nigeria's electronic music scene. He has played a pivotal role in shaping Nigeria's vibrant musical landscape.
So I started DJing actually at clubs, or there was a lounge here called Sky Lounge. And so I started DJing there, and the whole time, when I agreed with them, we agreed that I would play house music. But the whole time they would come up to me and say, "Can you play something that people can relate to?" And I was like, but that wasn't what we agreed upon, you know? And at some point I gave up and I started just downloading remixes of like pop music and playing that, and people loved it, but I didn't. So it felt like I was going out of my own ethos. So yeah, at one point I just decided to give it a go and start something of my own.
Abuja is Nigeria's capital city and political center. It's a fairly conservative city, so it's a little unexpected to see a genre as eclectic as techno, house, synth or electro take root. But Aldine is not the only one flying the flag for electronic music in Abuja. Jerizo and Pasta are DJs, producers and organizers also working to build the scene from the ground up. In subgenres ranging from house to techno and disco to funk, Jerizo and Pasta are part of a movement introducing Nigeria's nightlife to the sounds of electronic music.
So I think we started to realize that, yeah, this is what we've been yearning for in this city. So for me as a curator, not just as an artist, it's really been like a huge and interesting challenge for me to organize in Abuja, because we know that we have to like generate something here. And the point is not to compete with Lagos, but to realize what is actually possible here and shape everything around that, okay? And in the 5 years, and I never ever thought, ever, that my electronic music Nigerian career would be going on in Abuja or Nigeria, not to talk about in Abuja mainly. I really never thought that this would like take off, you know, when I was coming from abroad. So I was very pleasantly surprised to see things take off. They've been going modestly, but they have been going. I'm trying to do something that's sustainable.
I think we should all just come together and like put our city on the map, and like people know that, oh, Abuja has the sound, or people actually travel to Abuja to come and party than saying, oh, we want to go out to play. We need our own fella shrine of electronic music, and like that's like the ecosystem I'm trying to like create.
As fresh as it may sound to many listeners here in Abuja, house music has been around for decades, with origins tracing back to the underground clubs of Detroit and Chicago in the early 80s. Predominantly LGBTQ and black communities popularized underground nightclubs and accelerated dance music culture.
House is what happened in Chicago in the clubs when they really abandoned, when they really like focused mainly on the drum machines and on the dance floor as far as like what these things could evoke, the drum machines and the synthesizers exclusively.
A lot of people see electronic music, the way Nigerians describe it, they say white people music. But if you go check the origins, it's like from like black people, like from Detroit and Chicago, like so. And I feel like black people, they have a sense of rhythm, like that's our thing.
It's exciting to see this music that was started by black people coming back to Africa, you know, the land of the black people.
And it's witnessing something of a renaissance in pop music. Beyonce's Grammy-winning 2022 album, aptly called Renaissance, borrowed heavily from disco and house. Renaissance came on the heels of Drake's dance-heavy album, Honestly Nevermind, another signal that dance music is ready for its moment. South Africa is also having a moment, with its homegrown interpretations of house music, Amapiano and Kwaito, enjoying crossover success worldwide. So is there untapped potential for electronic music here in Nigeria, a scene dominated almost entirely by Afrobeats?
Nigeria is a very creative country and Nigerians are very creative people. So as more and more Nigerians get into the sound of techno and house music, I'm excited to see what kind of music they're going to produce. Yeah. Especially the ones that are actually going to respect techno and house and actually create house and techno and not Afrobeat and call it house and techno.
And we are people here, like, we can also create our own genre of these things. Like,
yeah, I was going to ask you about Afro house. Like, is that like
not really, because I think Afro house is more of a South African thing. It started like from Kwaito to Afro house, so it comes from that side. Nigeria, like, so far, I don't think we have our own sound yet, but the guys in Lagos, like, they are making their own tracks, they are making edits, like people like Calix.
I'd like to create a situation again, like where we're like borning and raising artists that will eventually be able to make these artistic statements that we could say is Nigerian house authentically.
Enjoyment is at the heart of these underground parties. At this rave and several others in Abuja, expats and locals come together with one goal: to find escapism within electronic music.
Think about going on like a trip somewhere where you can trust where you're going, your guide. Think about sound and rhythm and melody, the beauty of that, you know, and just focus on that. I want people to forget about their problems, you know, and I want them to dream, to continue to be able to dream.
Abuja is several years behind established rave capitals like London and Berlin. It'll take years of hard work for electro to find its footing in the city. But for ravers here at the Bush Bar, the party's just getting started. Rita Osakwe, Arise News, Abuja.